first time ever.
Warning acts of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members
The drivers of a new economic age.
Hello futurists, welcome back to MND Intel. Big football plus geopolitics a lot. Iran has announced it will boycott 2026 World Cup draw in Washington DC, a decision few expected. Today we break down what happened, why and what it means, not only for football fans but for global sports diplomacy. What's going on? Let's break this down. The draw for the 2026 World Cup, co-hosted by the United States, Canada and Mexico, is scheduled for December 5th, 2025 in Washington, D.C. Now, the 2026 edition will feature an expanded field, 48 national teams. Iran has qualified for the tournament. This will be their fourth consecutive World Cup and seventh overall appearance. But the problem here is the United States authorities granted visas to only a handful of Iranian delegation members, reportedly 4, Iran's head coach, while denying entry to senior officials, including the president of the Iranian Football Federation. Islamic Republic of Iran, FFIRI, Mehdi Taj. Now, the FFIRI spokesman Amir Mehdi Alawi said the partial visa allocation is unfair and continues unsportsman actions. As a result, Iran has said the delegation will not be present at the draw. Now, why Iran says they are boycotting their claim? According to FFIRI, the decision to deny visas to key officials, including Federation President, is political, not based on sports. So granting visas only to a few, example head coach, while excluding senior decision makers, is seen as undermining the sporting process and as breach of fair treatment norms. Now, FFIRI has already contacted FIFA, the global football governing body, to protest. FIFA reportedly said it will follow up seriously. Importantly, Iran's boycott is only for the draw ceremony, not necessarily a withdrawal from the World Cup itself. Now, what this means? Let's understand the implications as well. Why this move matters beyond a simple visa spat. First, sports diplomacy under pressure. Now, global sporting events like the World Cup are often seen as venues where politics is set aside for sport. Iran's boycott shows that the geopolitical tensions, visa politics, and national security policies can directly influence, even derail, the sporting rituals. It raises a fundamental question. Can large international tournaments held in countries with restrictive immigration policies remain neutral and inclusive? Second, the signal from Iran. Standing on principle by boycotting Iran sends a strong message. We will not legitimize a process if our delegation is not treated fairly. It's less about football now at this point, more about dignity, fairness, and political signaling. Now, this may resonate beyond Iran delegations from other restricted countries. They may view this as a precedent. Complications for FIFA and hosts. With record 48 teams and complex logistics, organizers likely assumed all qualified nations would participate fully, including draw ceremonies. Iran's absence at draw, even if later they play, complicates the tournament optics. For host nations, the United States, and for FIFA, this could amplify criticism. Visa and immigration policy undermines sports neutrality and even the excess. Now, what are the implications that we can expect on fans and even on the players? Even if Iran participates in the tournament, unresolved visa issues may affect the staff, supporters, or backup officials. For a nation that has long-standing tensions with the United States, this adds uncertainty for delegation, travel, fan attendance, and overall morale. What is the broader context here? Why visa politics is central. The United States has long enforced strict visa rules for citizens of certain countries, including Iran, for political and security reasons. Now, for 2026, there were efforts to ease entry under a sports exemption, sometimes called a FIFA pass, meant to allow the athletes, officials, and support staff to enter despite broader travel bans. However, as Iran's boycott shows, such exemptions may not be sufficient or uniformly applied. So, denial of visas to federation heads, it reveals a gap between policy and the practices. This certainly sets a worrying precedent for other nations under similar restrictions. Example, fan support, staff, and calls into questions the fairness of hosting a global tournament in the politically sensitive location. Now, what could happen? The possible fallout. Let's capture all the scenarios. Let's map some possible outcomes. Scenario 1. Visa dispute gets resolved. Now, under pressure from FIFA or diplomatic channels, United States authorities, it could grant visas to remaining officials. Iran may attend the draw after all. This would avert major fallout. Scenario B. Iran stays away from draw but plays in tournament. Now, Iran misses the draw but still participates. They will be assigned a group randomly. The optics will remain damaged, but sporting participation continues. In the scenario Charlie, C. Broader boycott or pushback. If Iran escalates or if fan supports, staff visas remain blocked. There could be calls for boycott from other nations or unified push for venues outside the United States, whereas the global credibility of the tournament will suffer. Next scenario, Delta. Long-term impact on hosting model. This visa now may catalyze debates within FIFA about criteria for host nations requiring visa neutrality or more robust entry guarantees for all participants. Now, what we should watch in coming days, whether FIFA publicly intervenes or issues a statement that will signal whether the governance bodies can keep this sport separate from politics. How many countries with visa restrictions face a similar obstacle for 2026? A pattern could force maybe some structural reform. Whether Iran's fans support staff or lower level delegation members face visa issues and how that affects support during the games. Whether this row influences next global sporting bids, countries with restrictive immigration may lose credibility as neutral hosts. So, what is the strategic takeaway? Iran's decision to boycott the 2026 World Cup draw over visa refusal is more than a sports drama. It highlights how geopolitics, national security policies, and immigration laws can shape the global sporting events. So, for football fans, it's a reminder sporting neutrality is fragile in a world shaped by politics and national tensions. And for global governance, whether in sports or diplomacy, this movement could force a re-evaluation of how inclusive international tournaments really are. And for strategic analysts like our MND audiences, sporting events are not isolated cultural spectacles. They reflect deeper geopolitical fault lines. You do share your thoughts in the comment section. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat. I'll see you in the next video.